Thank you, Chairman. Appreciate it. Thank you, Dr. Schaefer. Appreciate your being here. And I think as I walked in, I heard the Chairman talking about how do we determine how much fish or other types of aquatic life we have in an area. And this is an issue that I'm very concerned about in the Gulf of Maine, that we have had a situation, particularly with the cod and haddock stock in the Gulf of Maine, that as a result of actions taken by NOAA, in fact, yesterday I was questioning Administrator Bullock about this issue, that our fishermen have gone through this year a 78% cut in what they can fish for in their quota for the Gulf of Maine, in the Gulf of Maine for cod. And you can imagine what that does to a small fishing boat. In fact, many of them have gone out of business. And one of the issues that was touched upon in the hearing yesterday is that the need for, in fact, the head of the New England Fishery Management Council reiterated this, the need for better data and research to be able to know exactly, what stocks exist, and to put us in a position where, these people who are small fishermen and women who have been put out of business, many of them have done this for generations, and you can imagine it's sort of part of our tradition. We're very proud of them, and so it's an issue that I'm very concerned about, because there's a lot of feeling that the science behind it is that we haven't adequately developed it to really understand where things are. And so I wanted to get your thoughts on that, because it seems to me that we need to do better research so that we can strike the right balance, so that people who have made their livelihood are, I think, responsibly off the seas for years, trying to do the right thing, can continue to do that while we make sure that we have obviously adequate stocks.
Thank you for that question, Senator. I know that the fisheries in New England are extremely important to the economies of those states, important jobs, a wonderful livelihood that is actually iconic, really,
right.
in New England. I lived in Massachusetts, and I learned that as a young person. And I know that when federal agencies work with fishery management councils, they're making real decisions that affect real people. And I'm very sensitive to these types of issues. Stock assessments that you're referring to, that's a common theme that we're encountering on our coast. The frequency of our stock assessments, I think, is something that we should step back and take a look at. Of course, doing them and doing them well does require supporting those who are doing them. And we need to make sure that we have adequate resources, that we're leveraging capabilities both within federal agencies and in universities and state agencies to make sure that we're, and with the information that the fishermen are providing, so that we have a solid understanding of what is there. It's an extremely important issue, and I realize a reduction of that magnitude has a major impact on individuals.
Anyone who is running any kind of business, if they saw a 78% reduction, I mean, it's hard to see how they would survive, and particularly those who have made their way on the seas for years and generations.
Yes, and again, I'm very sensitive to that, and the regional administrator, I know, has been grappling with this and definitely lays awake at night worrying about it. I will make it a high priority, if I'm confirmed, to make sure that we're bringing the best science to bear, and where there are deficiencies, that we're communicating that to the committee, so that we can work together to find a way to resolve those things.
Well, I appreciate that. That's very important to all of us in New England, and that you would give a commitment to that issue to make sure that what we're doing in research is adequate, and if we need to obviously put a greater emphasis on it, if you communicate that with the committee, I certainly look forward to working with you on that. So thank you, Dr.